Guess what? 40,000 subscribers. My friends, we hit 40,000 subscribers. How amazing. Been waiting for this moment for a minute. I'm so excited it's finally come. Wanted to celebrate a little bit with you and just say thank you for being here. Thank you for following along with me for so many years. I've been talking to some of you on strategy calls lately, and so many of you are saying, oh, I've been following you for 10 years or 5 years, ever since this happened in your life or whatever. And you know, I've been having a pretty busy last few years with all the things going on, having the twins and the kids and the cancer journey, you know, that little thing. And then recently we moved to El Paso. So we used to live in Las Vegas and we moved to El Paso. It's where my husband is from. We have tons of family. We really just wanted to be surrounded by family now. So we moved to El Paso, another small detail. And so lots of big changes, lots of exciting things. Thank you for being patient with me, for not being around as much as I had been in the past. I plan to change that. I plan to be around a lot more, so look out for me. And in celebration of this awesome milestone on my YouTube channel, thank you for being here, I want to give you a little free gift, which is a training that I created last month. It's my most up-to-date, awesome stuff. I know you're gonna get so much out of it. You can watch it right after this, and if you want, and if it's interesting to you, please feel free to sign up for a free strategy call so we can talk about how to get you closer to your goals, whatever those might be related to healthy eating, okay? Stick with me. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoy this free training. There's a link for the strategy call below if you want to do that. Otherwise, just enjoy the training. Let me know what you think of the training down below. If you have any questions or thoughts or anything like that, did it resonate with you? And then watch out, because I'm going to be around a little bit more and I can't wait to talk to you more. See you soon. Enjoy the training. Bye.
Would you like to finally stop emotional eating, lose the weight quickly, and eat healthy long term? Would you like to be able to create weight loss whenever you want and be confident that you can keep it off? Would you like to finally stop feeling out of control with your food and reach your weight loss goals? Would you like to have a healthy eating routine that you love, that feels easy to maintain? Of course you do. That's why you're here. I'm Sheri Alberts, and I'll be teaching you things in this training today that you can do immediately to help get you started on your journey to end emotional eating, create weight loss on command, have tons of energy, eat healthfully and actually enjoy it, and to have the ability to maintain all of this with consistency, easily and forever. We all want to attain that healthy body of our dreams and keep it forever, but we also want to enjoy the process and love the results. It takes a special person to be able to achieve this, and that's you, and it's why you're watching this video now. But before we get into the training, let's take a look at 3 things that folks who truly want to end emotional eating and feel amazing in their bodies are getting wrong. These people often get stuck behind these real roadblocks that are stopping them from achieving all of those great things that we just talked about. What I have found, and I actually used to be a chronic binge eater myself before I learned what I'm about to teach you, is that folks often experience what I like to call the roller coaster effect. The roller coaster effect is essentially where you're on that constant up and down of dieting, emotional eating, weight loss, and trying to eat healthy. So you try out a new diet with high hopes. You give it your all for a few weeks. You make some progress, and so then you take a break because you think you deserve it. And then you're up and down the same 10 pounds as last time. And then you start to eat fast or processed food again because you feel defeated and tired, buying produce, letting it rot in the fridge. Then you just start over with a whole new diet, using willpower to create temporary progress, hating yourself for messing up, and then concluding that there's something wrong with you or like your metabolism is broken. Sound familiar? The problem is there's no emergency stop button on this roller coaster. It feels like it's never ending, and this is just our fate now. We're just doomed to be overweight, feel poorly, and feel out of control with our food. And each new iteration of a diet we go on, we feel worse and worse about ourselves. It just doesn't seem worth it anymore, does it? The harsh reality for most people on the dieting roller coaster is that they can't stop emotionally eating when they're tired, stressed, or upset. They're stuck in the same cycle of gaining and losing the same 10 pounds over and over and over. They hate the way their diet food tastes, so they can never stick with it for very long. And they live in hope that maybe, just maybe, the next diet idea will finally help them stop emotional eating and lose the weight for good. You might have already tried things to get off that roller coaster. Things like using time-consuming apps or point systems to track every single thing you consume or do. It's such a waste of time. Using willpower, horrible meal replacements, calorie counting, or other fads. Not healthy. Maybe you buddy up with a friend to hold yourself accountable as if you're like a 5-year-old. You feel powerless. And you try all the new diet programs, but nothing ever works long-term, so you feel broken. But only people with a clear and proven system that works for their weight loss can say, losing weight and staying slim is easy for me. I'm totally in control of my food, no matter what's going on in my life. I know I can eat healthy and keep the weight off for the rest of my life. Listen, the word system here is really relevant. We have to find a clear, simple way of eating healthy that we can manage no matter what's going on in our life, or the smallest interruption is just going to throw us off. We have to be able to follow the process no matter what comes up or how we feel, whether we're tired or having a bad day. Something that's based on our own personal power, not reliant on something outside of our control, right? And that's the real reason why we're on the roller coaster, because we aren't applying this system to our own lives. We forget about us and the outcomes we want to achieve, and we get caught up in the rat race of life. Hi again, this is Sheri Alberts, and I'm a former binge eater. I was also a serial dieter and a yo-yo queen extraordinaire. In my 20s and early 30s, I was always looking for a way to end my binge and emotional eating, eat healthy, and lose my extra weight. And even when I found the Eat to Live diet, I thought I'd solved it. But I crashed and burned on that roller coaster for a few more years, and it nearly killed me. I was totally miserable in my body. I ended up with stage 2 breast cancer, and I felt horrible about myself. But the good news is, my late 30s and early 40s, I was able to turn this all around. I finally became slim, I stopped emotional eating and binge eating, and became totally free from painful food addictions. I have cracked the code on emotional eating, and I'm going to tell you what that code is so you can have the same results for yourself. I started as just a regular gal who wanted to lose weight and end the horrible cycle of binge eating and yo-yo dieting. I thought there must be a way to eat healthy and lose weight consistently, so it became my mission to figure it out. I started a YouTube channel in 2012, and then once I came upon the Eat to Live diet in 2013, I knew I had found the way I wanted to eat forever. But there was a problem. I was still binging, but now just on healthy foods. I couldn't get the weight off and keep it off consistently. That's when I found mindset coaching in 2018, and it finally completed the puzzle. In 2019, I got officially certified in these methods and began to use them and create my super simple system to end emotional eating for myself and my clients. During this time, I had 3 daughters, including twins, and I learned how to keep my progress through all of that. And now I teach what I know to anyone who will listen. And it sounds like a lot of folks really do want to listen. My YouTube channel now has almost 40,000 subscribers. My Facebook page has over 53,000 followers. I'm creating a healthy eating revolution full of folks who want to learn to end emotional eating and get healthy and finally get off that unhealthy dieting roller coaster. So now you know a little bit more about me. Let's turn the lens back to you and get into some training on how you can get off that roller coaster for good too. Listen, the best thing you could have possibly done for yourself is being here right now watching this training, taking this time for you to understand how this all works. And let's think of it this way. You have decided to actually pause that roller coaster, take a moment to reflect, turn inwards, and think about what you want. When we pause, it gives us time to think, reassess, go to a place of calm so we can take in new ideas and new ways of doing things. It allows us to set a focused plan of the things we need to do to get us where we want to be. I can assure you that I would much rather be taking a moment and being kind to myself like this woman on that beautiful rock, pausing, listening to my thoughts, reflecting, finding my way, than being on that awful roller coaster we talked about, beating myself up with things that aren't good for me, right? Pausing and reflecting is the first step towards growth and change, and that's what you're doing right now. So here are 3 important things I'm going to share with you today. Number 1 is the real reason why people can't end emotional eating for good and why this is stopping them from getting slim and healthy. I'm going to share the biggest mistakes that people are making with emotional eating, even though they're trying to stop the cycle. And I'm going to share why folks deeply struggle with maintaining weight loss over time and how to move to a place where you can reach your perfect weight forever. So sit back, relax, scribble some notes, and let's get into it. Here are the 3 categories of folks that I typically work with. The first category is women and men over the age of 40 who are struggling with emotional eating and or their weight. Category 2 is people who are ready and willing to make some permanent changes to finally lose weight and stop overeating. And the third category is folks folks who know that they want to eat healthy, but can't seem to stick to it consistently long term. This reminds me of Joe. He's a well-known pastor in the Midwest of the US. He came to me in January of 2020, and I'll tell you, I'll never forget the sound of defeat and desperation in his voice when we first spoke. He called himself an extreme binge eater who just couldn't stop, and he just didn't know where to turn anymore. His weight had ballooned to 320 pounds, he had no energy, and he felt completely hopeless. So I began coaching him through this process, and he made awesome progress. He lost 28 pounds in that first month. And 2 years later, after we'd lost touch during COVID, he emailed me to report back that he had gone on to lose another 72 pounds for 100 pounds total down. And he said, "It all started with your coaching. I'm now down to 220 and feeling great." And then there's Teresa. She lives in California. In early 2022, she was going through some pretty tough circumstances in her life. She said, through the sickness and death of my mother, financial issues with my son, recovery of binge eating, high stress at work, etc. And using my coaching, she was able to lose 38 pounds in 7 months and is keeping it off even through the holidays. Teresa said, "I know I can keep going no matter what emotional situations arise." After everything she's been through, if Teresa can do this and rewire her brain to create success during the toughest of circumstances, so can you. Okay, so let's get into the meat of the training, so to speak. I told you I'd be teaching you 3 emotional eating mistakes today and how to overcome them. So the first one is this. It's the real reason why people can't end emotional eating for good and why this is stopping them from finally getting healthy and slim forever. So emotional eating mistake number 1 is fad dieting, jumping from fad to fad in dangerous, desperate diets and fasts. Now, you might have heard the term fad dieting so many times, but never really let it sink in as to why it's so dangerous. So I'll give you some reasons. So why fad dieting is dangerous emotionally? It's because it's designed to be about a temporary result, right? It's about weight loss versus getting healthy. It's about like a quick thing versus a long-term thing. So you don't mean for it to be temporary. You really do want to lose the weight forever, but the techniques that you're using aren't sustainable long-term. So the weight is bound to come back. Studies show that folks are going to regain 30 to 65% back of the weight that they lost in 1 year. Using fad diets can make it look like you are the problem. And then really, it's just that the diet doesn't work. And what this causes emotionally, repeated cycles of frustration, thinking you are the problem. Over the years, some serious problems can arise, like depression, losing trust in yourself, concluding that there's just something wrong with you, believing that you're not even worthy of weight loss, and then general hopelessness. This stuff is tough, and not just emotionally, but fad dieting can be dangerous physically, very dangerous. It can cause health issues which can literally kill you over time. This up and down weight yo-yos can cause depression, like we talked about. It also happens to increase body fat, causes you to lose muscle, and in turn decrease your bone health. You can get fatty liver, cirrhosis, high blood pressure, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. Doing this over time really is a physical risk. We start to teach our body and brains that jumping around from diet to diet and using extreme measures up and down is actually normal. Our brain learns that normalcy is in extremes, and it's going to keep us wanting to do that. Binging becomes common. Faster weight gain each time becomes more normal. It becomes harder and harder to turn it all around. These up and down patterns become our norm, and it's much harder to break free. So we're clear, yeah? Fad dieting is not the way to go. Gimmicks, point systems, games, short-term things, all not good. So what is the solution? What actually does work long-term? What we need, the actual solution to this fad dieting to end emotional eating is simple. We need to make our healthy eating and weight loss a natural part of our lifestyle. We need to make it fit us. And we make it harder than it needs to be. It's just that our way of eating has to be something we can keep up with for the rest of our lives. It has to become a natural part of our lifestyle and not some temporary thing just to lose quick weight. It has to fit our current way of life. Once we get this down, we can relax and really start to trust ourselves and believe in the long-term consistency that is available to all of us. We need to learn how to make it so easy that we can't fail. Like, take calorie and nutrient density, for example. Do you ever use these factors? Well, let me tell you why they're so important and also how they are so simple to follow, which is going to start to help you turn this into an actual lifestyle. Okay, so how to make it a lifestyle. Understand caloric density. instead of counting calories, okay? So this image here explains a little bit about what this is. So these are just some images of some stomachs, all right, illustrations here. And now I want you to look at the difference between the amount of food you would have to eat to get 400 calories of these different types of food, right? So if you look down on the very far right, 400 calories of oil and fat is a very tiny amount of food. It's not going to keep you full for very long, right? Processed junk food, 400 calories is not a lot of food. You actually have to eat just a few bites to get 400 calories. Meat and dairy, eat a little bit more, but still not very satiating. Look at this 400 calories of starches and grains. It fills up your stomach so much more. And then look at the non-starchy vegetables. 400 calories fills your entire stomach. It makes you feel full and satiated, and it gives you all the nutrients you need. So what I'm talking about here is in relation to the macronutrients of a food, right? You've heard of those before. The larger nutrients that contain calories like protein, fat, and carbohydrates. So energy density, or the caloric density, is the number of calories in a given volume, like amount of food. By choosing foods that are low in calories but high in volume, you can eat more and feel fuller on fewer calories. Fruits and vegetables are great choices because they tend to be low in energy density and high in volume. You might be thinking to yourself like, okay, but they don't taste as good, right? Of course they don't. What we really like when we're having these processed junk foods and things like this, what we actually like is the flavor of oil, salt, and sugar, not the actual food. And what's fun is that once we get back to eating natural whole foods, our taste buds get used to that again and we start to really enjoy them more. So the fact that you maybe don't enjoy vegetables as much right now only has to do with the fact that everything you're currently eating is drenched in oil, salt, and sugar. When we can pull back from that, we're going to start to really enjoy these healthy meals. And you can see how it's tougher to keep calories low when we're eating foods on the right side of the graphic. On the other hand, it's easy to feel full with all the fiber and volume and bulk of veggie-based meals. Only thing to learn is how to make it taste amazing, and thankfully that's all been figured out already. Don't worry. So if you follow caloric density and you kind of understand this concept, you don't ever have to count calories again. Now let's talk a little bit about micronutrient density. This is another way that we can make this a lifestyle instead of counting calories, right? Instead of that gimmick point system. So using micronutrient density is going to take it one step further than caloric density to help actually reduce your cravings automatically. You can lose weight even faster while satisfied, and it gives you additional health benefits. So this is another important concept for weight loss and health. We can think of the micronutrient quality of foods. When we say micronutrients, we're talking about small nutrients in food that don't have any calories, like vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, flavonoids, stuff like that. These things pack huge nutritional punches, but they don't create any weight gain. And the fun part is that the more of these micronutrients we get in our foods, the better our body can carry out metabolic processes like energy creation and usage, cellular repair, waste removal, etc. All these foods with more micronutrients per calorie can actually help us reduce our cravings as well, lowering our dependence on junk foods and create better satiety. So you can see from the graphic that while both of the foods that I'm showing are very healthy foods, sweet potato and non-starchy green vegetables, the non-starchy vegetables would have more nutrition per calorie than the sweet potato, for instance. So as we progress into this, we can work to get more and more nutrients, thereby reducing our calorie intake, helping us lose weight, while at the same time increasing our satisfaction with our meals, reducing the cravings, and feeling even better. All of this put together will lead to fast weight loss and amazing health outcomes of disease prevention and reversal, amazing digestion, better energy, and so much more. You don't have to get it all perfect. At first, we're going to work into this, but can't you see that just using these principles is a win-win-win-win-win? Another way to make healthy eating into a lifestyle rather than a temporary thing is to learn to make meals that are so simple to prepare that they're actually faster than fast food. So we can essentially change our definition of fast food. Here are some examples. So see the quote-unquote meal on the left there. Just grabbing a few fruits, some veggies, some fats and proteins in the way of avocado, nuts, and seeds can actually create a really filling, well-rounded, balanced meal, and it takes literally 2 minutes to wash and gather before you leave the house in the morning. This type of meal may not be something that you want to eat regularly, but it's good to know that you never have to have processed foods if you've got food like this on you at all times. You'll never be able to say, I was so starved I had to stop for fast food. Now it's going to be, I was so starved I had to stop for a banana. It was faster than fast food, right? Another one of my favorite meals to suggest is to use the bag salad kits you can get at the grocery stores nowadays. They may not be perfect meals, but they're better than processed or restaurant food, and they take 2 seconds to prepare. You literally dump the ingredients in a bowl and start eating. And if you want to go the no salt, oil, or sugar route, just dump the toppings in the trash, use a quick dressing like tahini and a nice balsamic vinegar, add a few seeds, some beans, and you'll round that meal right out. Have some fresh fruit at the end, and you've got a perfectly healthy lunch that took 3 minutes to make and is going to be filling and satisfying for hours. Healthy food doesn't have to take forever to prepare. Change your definition of fast food, right? So I just want to give you a quick bonus recipe for you for one of my favorite fast soups. Go ahead and take a screenshot, just pause the video, take a screenshot of this so you can have this recipe on hand. It's so simple. Quick veggie bean freezer soup, I call it, because all you have to do is dump stuff that you have from the freezer into your pot, cook it up for 15 minutes, and you've got a fast, healthy, delicious, hearty meal, and you have leftovers that you can freeze and save for later. Tell me that's not win, 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 win. When we know it can be so easy, it really takes so much pressure off. Okay, so on to emotional eating mistake number 2. We're going to talk about the biggest mistakes people are making with emotional eating, even though they're trying to stop the cycle. All right, so emotional eating mistake number 2, relying on external systems. The biggest mistake I see people making time and time again is doing this by using these things that are outside of them, outside of their control, like not on their person, you know what I mean? And it makes sense that people are always trying to use the next version of this because 99% of diet advice out there is based on this kind of gimmicky stuff like Weight Watchers point systems, Noom tracking apps, Fitbits, buddy systems, accountability groups on Facebook, etc., food scales, calorie counting, cutting out entire food groups, counting macros. All this counting and tracking and checking in, so much of it is worthless because it's not sustainable for humans long term. And all it's doing is actually gamifying your health, turning it into a game to keep the part of your brain that loves quick wins interested. It's why games on your phone are so addictive. We love points and stuff like that. It makes us feel in control and gives us a quick win, even if that's not on the scale. But being in control couldn't be farther from the truth. We end up thinking we're doing something actually useful and valuable when the gamification is really just trapping us into a cycle that we'll get sick of and ditch in a few weeks or a few months anyhow. Totally addictive, not sustainable. Another reason that external systems fail is because they're not transferable or applicable to anything outside of dieting. It's not like you can use these Weight Watchers points to help balance your checkbook, save you some time, or improve your relationships, or get your work done faster. These systems are completely arbitrary and useless outside of your dieting. So when your brain is truly sick of the gimmick, you'll quit doing it. And then you've got to start over from scratch yet again, looking for another system. Another reason that these external systems fail is because they're not within our control or permanent. They are truly outside of your control. I mean, like, what happens if your buddy gets sick, or your phone dies, or your scale breaks, or you're on vacation, you just don't want to check in? Then what? And along these lines, do you really want to have to check in with a buddy or a coach for the rest of your life just to be successful? These gimmicks trap you into thinking you can't do this alone. These systems, these outside systems, make you feel like you're 2 years old, just learning to brush your teeth for the first time, like you can't be trusted to take care of yourself without a sticker chart, right? Listen, my friend, you've got way more powerful potential than a little child. You know that deep down inside. It's just no one has told you how to actually do it on your own before, how to harness the internal power that you already possess and use it for good. Okay, so the alternative to using these external systems is actually to use our internal power. The best way to create our own positive health outcomes, like losing all the weight that we need, feeling great, having better digestion and energy, and preventing and reversing diseases, is by tapping into our own personal power and strength and mastering the use of that. It's the opposite of willpower. The way you train this within yourself is a very simple 3-part system. I call it my Triple H system. Okay, here's how the Triple H works. All right, the Triple H system is a set of 3 things that we all have access to, that once we've gotten really good at using them, we never have to diet again. And we never have to worry about falling off track because we just come back to these 3 simple steps anytime and we know we've got it. I actually call this level of wisdom the Dorothy effect. Like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, she realizes at the end of the film that everything she ever needed, she already possessed. And you too will realize the same thing. Everything you've ever needed to lose weight and stay healthy forever is within you. This isn't willpower, it's internal power. So the 3 things that make up the Triple H are this: your head, your heart, and your hunger. The system relies on training ourselves to utilize these natural systems within our own bodies to create a powerful ability to then create the results that we're desiring. So the first part of the Triple H, its head, refers to our thoughts and beliefs. For instance, how many times have we thought to ourselves, oh, I'm never going to get this figured out. I must be broken somehow. Weight loss or consistency just isn't in the cards for me. This is an example of a limiting belief. When we have a limit on our beliefs of what we're capable of, they become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Being discouraged by these so-called limits is what causes us to overeat in many cases. But if we can learn to release limiting beliefs, then the sky becomes the limit, truly. In my work, I teach you how to fully release limiting beliefs and blocks to your true path one by one. They don't call me the myth buster for nothing. The second principle of the Triple H system is heart. What I mean by this is our feelings and emotions. All of our actions stem first from how we're feeling. Think about it, like if we're feeling tired, we're going to just be sort of lazy and not do much. If we're feeling motivated, we're going to be active. So my work is to teach you how to generate feelings whenever you need them, so you can create motivation and action even when you're feeling tired, stressed, or otherwise poorly. It's almost a magical skill, and this is available to all of us. It's the most powerful work that you're ever going to do for yourself and your development, because once you get really good at these techniques, you will have no limit as to what you can accomplish. And the very best part of this is that it applies to everything in your life, not just your food and weight. These skills of emotional control, belief creation are applicable to literally everything in our lives, our relationships, our finances, our work life, our personal life, our sleep, our exercise, so much more. Just imagine what you could get done if you could control your emotions to create any kind of motivation needed at any time for anything. The third and equally important part of the Triple H system is our hunger and satiety. Oftentimes we come into the weight loss scene thinking that our metabolism is somehow irreparably broken, but this isn't true. What's important is to come back into contact with our own body, to learn about our hunger and satiety signals, which everyone has access to, but maybe we've just gotten out of touch with them. We can train ourselves to know exactly what our bodies need at any given moment, and once we have that skill, along with the head and heart skills, weight loss and creating the body we've always wanted becomes so easy. And the best part is finally taking control of our emotional and physical life can only lead to better health outcomes over time. You could literally save your own life by learning these skills. So the Triple H system, head, heart, and hunger, creates a sense of true personal power. The Dorothy effect, remember? And remember also that our internal personal power is the only thing we have with us at all times. On our person, so to speak. When we're on vacation, when the holiday season is here, if we, God forbid, have to spend time taking care of others when they're sick, or during so many other challenging circumstances, we need something that's going to work no matter what situation we're in. And the only thing that we can take with us no matter where we go or what's happening in our lives is this internal personal power. So if our method to create our healthy lifestyle is not based on the personal power within us, then it's doomed to fail because it's just not going to be sustainable long term. Think of all the stuff we've accomplished and gotten through based on our inner strength already, right? These trials have made us stronger. If we can get through all of that stuff, we certainly have the power to take care of ourselves. We just have to quit getting distracted with quick gimmicks and start tapping into our own mature inner wisdom that we all possess. We just need some guidance on how to harness that power and make it work for us instead of against us, especially when the times get tough. Because it's one thing to know the Triple H system intellectually, but it's a completely other thing to put it into practice in the most efficient way possible so we can finally get those results that we're looking for so passionately with weight loss, keeping it off forever, having tons of energy, healthy longevity, disease prevention and reversal, better digestion, and so much more. Okay, so emotional eating mistake number 3, why folks deeply struggle with maintaining weight loss over time and how to move to a place where you reach your perfect weight forever. The reason that folks deeply struggle with maintaining their healthy lifestyle over time is because they're relying on the wrong thing to fuel them. They're relying on hope that someday it's going to get better, but they have no real plan for getting there. They just rely on everyone else's plans, these gimmicks I was telling you about before, without using what actually works, like stepping into a crosswalk without looking both ways. You'd just be lucky to have success, right? And leaving your health up to chance is a losing game in the long run. So here's why relying on hope doesn't work. Did you ever notice that all the diets out there that are just variations on a theme? Like the point systems, the weighing and measuring your food, macro percentages, calorie counting, you name it, it's all almost exactly the same thing. All it does is just the next diet you try, you get that hope again, thinking, oh, this is it. This must be it, because you're so desperate for change. But you don't realize that you're literally in the same exact rat race that you were in on the last diet. It just has a different name, different technique. So you rinse and repeat over and over again, thinking you're onto something. And this is that roller coaster I was talking about. You end up feeling so frustrated and inadequate over time, which only serves to create more negativity. Okay, so what's the real solution? As we've talked about, it's something so different than you've tried. It's based on you. It's based on your personal power. You possess it now, but you just need a clear, proven, simple system to help you train your body and your brain to understand it fully and embody it. Not just know it intellectually. You need someone to help you drill it until it's part of your muscle memory, until it's just a part of you and it truly becomes your lifestyle long-term, consistently, and forever. The solution also needs to be easy. It needs to be simple. It needs to be convenient and helpful, supporting and loving, full of self-care and understanding, personal growth, and personal power. Why do you need a proven path like this? Well, a few reasons. We need a proven path, something that's been done before, is because, for starters, seeing that others have made the same changes that you desire and knowing that they've been successful long-term is truly motivating. When we see others win, it makes us want to try and creates motivation all on its own. Not to mention, having a community of folks like you makes you feel more at peace knowing others are walking the same path with you, not just in front of you. Another reason that a proven path is critical is that you're going to save so much time and make less mistakes. Why waste your time trying to figure it out when others have already found and perfected the solution? Why reinvent the wheel? It just takes away your precious time that you're trying to create by getting healthy anyway. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Why not straighten it out before you even get started? You'll save time, energy, frustration, and even money this way. And as a result of making progress faster, you'll create better health for yourself in the process. Because sooner you figure this out for yourself, the sooner you lose the weight, get healthy, and then you can start to tackle other things in your life that need attention and are important. I can't tell you how many folks I've spoken to who were worried that their health was a ticking time bomb, ready to go off at any moment. We know that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but since we can't turn back time, the best time to choose our health is today. Doesn't it sound like it's finally time for that now? Aren't you excited by the idea of finally taking care of yourself and learning to love yourself and your body again for good? And in the process, reaching every one of your dream goals of a slimmer body, better digestion, tons of energy and stamina, and a calm, cool, confident demeanor about food and your health future? Yeah, it's time. All right, so what is the result of executing this simple system correctly? It's that you could lose up to 20 pounds in the first 4 to 6 weeks of implementing this system. And you could go on to lose another 8 to 10 pounds easily each month thereafter. And you can learn how to end emotional eating for good and never be at the mercy of things that are outside of your control again. But the best part, the solution, the Triple H, is within you. It's available to you right now. You will never again wonder how to lose weight, what diet to follow, or how to stay consistent. You won't need any more tracking apps, point systems, accountability buddies, or Facebook groups. The solution for your emotional eating is right within you, and it's been there all along, and it will always be there. So here's Holly. This was several months ago. She said, I was up 75 pounds eating crap. What I was doing was not only not working, but I was actually killing myself. I felt like I can't do this. Joining the accelerator was the key shift for me. I've never felt this supported in my life. I've let go of 21 pounds in just 6 weeks. I am motivated to show up for myself now. I have my dignity back. And this is Debbie. She said, I've lost about 25 pounds in 3 months. It's the lowest I've been since 6th grade. I feel great, good in my skin, tons of energy, love the recipe. She says, it gives me the foundation that I need to follow this for the rest of my life. It's not deprivation, it's actually thriving. And here's Melita. She said, I've done the yo-yo thing before, and I don't want to do that anymore. Working on how to do this for the rest of my life is why I joined. So far, I have lost an incredible amount of weight, and I'm really excited about that. And I have energy through the roof, and I'm really happy about that. Okay, so now you have a choice. You can do this the hard way by trying to go off, work this out for yourself completely on your own, and you might be able to get there, but it takes a really long time, and it almost guarantees a lot more yo-yoing while you try to work it out for yourself. Not to mention how long it takes to even just amass the clear picture of what to do and how to do it, and you'd be wasting the precious time that you're trying to save by living healthier anyhow. Or your other choice is, I can just give you the easy combination to the lock. I can teach you my simple Triple H system and you can figure it out for good for yourself in a matter of weeks, just like Joe, Holly, Melita, Debbie, and Teresa did. So how can you lose all the weight you desire, keep it off, become 100% consistent, end emotional eating, get amazing, vibrant energy levels and digestion, and feel amazing, all with the power that you already possess laying dormant within you, just waiting to be unlocked? That power to end emotional eating, reach that perfect weight, stay there forever, and eat healthy, easily, and happily for good. Well, right now, I'm looking for a few more of my dream clients where I can help them achieve the same kinds of results I've shared with you today. And for a limited time, I'd like to work with you in an Eat to Live weight loss strategy session if you meet the criteria below. Here are the 3 types of clients I'm looking to work with today. Folks who want to stop emotional eating and finally get off the roller coaster of weight gain and overeating. Folks who want to eat healthy, have more energy, prevent and reverse disease, create more longevity, and feel amazing, all in their perfect weight body. Folks who want a system that's simple and easy to implement that will work forever to reach their perfect weight and stay there happily. And here's how the process works. We're going to be focused on a specific and custom-tailored strategy and execution to help you solve the 2 biggest problems that most emotional eaters face. Number 1, understanding your unique set of life circumstances, strengths, and challenges to create a custom plan that works for your life as it currently is and helps you understand how to remove emotional eating from your vocabulary once and for all. And number 2, understanding how to get control of your mindset so you never again feel out of control. And to learn in a very simple, step-by-step way how to end your yo-yo patterns and troubles with weight loss and healthy eating consistently and for good. These Eat to Live weight loss strategy sessions will take around 45 minutes. You'll be speaking with myself or a member of my team personally one-on-one. We'll be helping you identify what you've already got, helping you put together a strategy to quickly lose weight and eat better consistently without having to use complicated systems or gimmicks that don't work long term. So who is this for? It's for folks who already know a lot about healthy eating but who want to take it to the next level, or even folks who are beginners and want to just completely end their emotional eating. Folks who want to have a healthy eating lifestyle, not a gimmick that doesn't work and causes lifelong yo-yoing. Folks who truly want to end the cycle of overeating on junk to get to a place of truly eating to live instead of living to eat. Folks who understand that they need to have some skin in the game, do the work, and have a positive mindset. Who is this not for? It's not for people who aren't prepared to think about things in a new way and do the work. It's not for people who make excuses and complain. It's not for people who are under 40 years of age. It's not for people who don't care about healthy eating. It's not for people who just want to get skinny using unhealthy ways. And it's not for people who don't have time to devote to a transformation. The better the fit, the better the results. I'm looking for win-wins. Now, knowing that we're a good fit is super important because I like to see all of my clients get results. And to do that, I need to get them a quick win. And the truth is, there's some people out there who I can't help. And if that's the case, I'm going to be 100% upfront with you and suggest somebody else or an alternative. So I'm only looking for those who are a good fit and who I'm certain I can get results for. The first step is to book a call and complete an application for a private strategy session below. The application part is super necessary to determine, number 1, that I can help you and I'm the best person to help you generate those results. And number 2, that you're ready to step up, commit, take the action, and do the required work to get the results. So make sure you fill that out and give me a good amount of detail. These sessions are free, and of course that means I can only do a limited amount of them. So preference is given to those who give me all the detail I ask for in the questions. Now, once I receive your booking and application, we're going to reach out to you to ask you a few more questions possibly and confirm your strategy session. Please make sure to respond to my team to confirm, because if we don't hear back from you, your booking will be automatically canceled. And then at the time that you booked, we're going to do your one-on-one Eat to Live weight loss strategy session. This is where we're going to really start working together to find out what you want and how to make it happen in the fastest time possible and with predictability. And then at the end of the call, one of 2 things are going to happen. You'll either be a fit and I will extend an invitation to work with me and my team as one of our clients, or it won't be a good fit. And that's totally okay too. There's no hard feelings or obligations or anything. Either way, you're going to receive an insanely valuable strategy session, and you're going to walk away with newfound clarity as to where you are right now and what's holding you back from achieving the results that you want. Together, we'll create a plan with the exact next steps necessary to take action and break through your barriers. It will likely be the most valuable 45 minutes you invest in yourself this year. So go ahead, complete your application now, and we're going to see if we're a good fit for working together. Warning, time is a factor, and this window of opportunity will not be open for long at all. So as of filming of this video, I've had over 100 people apply in the last 30 days. So this opportunity is extremely limited because of the limited number of people that we can take into the program. As I said before, we only work with clients who we know with certainty and conviction that we can generate them results. So with that being said, please understand that this window of opportunity won't be available for long. And what I found is those who have the ability to make decisions and act quickly are the most likely to get results and most likely to become my best clients and have all the success in the world. So if you feel like this is right for you, go ahead, create a booking, schedule with us, and apply right now to see if you qualify, and then go ahead and follow the instructions on the next page. Talk to you soon.